Okay, this is a video response to Sergeant Willie Pete, Undead Chronic, and a few other guys on YouTube who have been going in on the boomers. I just want to let you guys know, especially Sergeant Willie Pete, because he's a black dude. It was not black people that broke the social contract in the United States. It was boomers. It's 100% boomers. And I can prove that, and I'm going to here with some information I have. A bunch of bullshit from our union jobs here. So I'm going to show you guys something, and this is in reference to Sergeant Willie Pete and what he's saying about boomers not paying, or about, yeah, here we go. Okay. So this is when I was working for the St. Louis Roofers Hall. Local 2 in St. Louis is the International Brotherhood of Roofers and Waterproofers. You can read that right there. And allied workers, whatever the fuck else. What does it start off at? It starts off at $16 an hour. And when I joined, prior to me joining, about 2 months before I joined the local 2 hall, a 50% contract was $18.50 an hour. It's minus $1 an hour for your first 300 hours. It's called a fucking campfire smoke. It's called a union buy-in. So it's 300 hours and $300. Now, that would take you from $18.50 down to $17.50, plus union dues, taxes, everything else. Starting at $18.50, your take-home pay is about $13 an hour. But they reduced that. They renegotiated the contract for the 50% apprentices down from $18.50 to $16 an hour when I joined. So I got to start off at $16 an hour minus $1 an hour for 300 hours for the $300 hour buy-in. That's $15 an hour. Union roof, commercial flat roofing. That's hard fucking work, dude. And it was less than that. So 15 plus union dues, everything else. I was taking home about $11 an hour. I'm risking my life. I'm breaking my back. I'm fucking killing myself on these job sites. $11 an hour. Union work. Union fucking job site. The only time I made good money in the local 2 halls when I was on a prevailing wage job, and then they paid me $35 an hour. It's fucking ridiculous, man. So I left that hall, and I got some paperwork to prove where else I worked. I left the local 2 hall and joined the local 207. Local 207 is asbestos abatement workers. I'm going to see if I can't. Yeah, here we go. Okay. So this is. Get it. Maybe. See if this will work. Okay, here we go. Missouri State asbestos exam. Asbestos workers, Regional 207. That's me. This is my paperwork for the 207. They paid me $25 an hour to start. But there were only 2 tiers. There was apprentice and journeyman. There was no 50, 60, 70, 80% apprentices like with the other halls. Union roofers, like I said, they start you off at 16. As time goes by, if you stick with it about 5 years, in 5 years you'll make fucking, $32 an hour, $35 an hour, some shit like that. But yeah, you're 100% right, Sergeant. These people don't want to fucking pay you. They don't want to pay anybody anything, you know. And that's not all. There's other jobs. If you go on to Craigslist in St. Louis, Missouri, or Kansas City, Missouri, you'll see jobs. Plumber's apprentice, starting pay $13 an hour. Apprentice work for other stuff. Asphalt workers, $15 an hour. Carpenters, $12 an hour. And these are trades. The trades ain't paying shit these days, dude. I'm a tradesman. I'm a union roofer. I'm a union asbestos worker. I've worked in nuclear fucking power plants, dude. I've done asbestos abatement in nuclear fucking power plants. I'm living in an RV. I don't know if you can see the RV. I'm living in an RV. All right. I'm buying some property. And I'm gonna build a little A-frame on the property once I get that set up. I'm a union fucking worker, dude, and I can't get ahead. People are like, oh, if you make more than 25 an hour, you can live comfortably. Bullshit. You need to make about $60 an hour. $60 an hour to live comfortably. I'm pushing fucking 40 years old over here. I never got my start in life, no matter how hard I fucking tried. I had a full-time job since I was 16 years old. Went to work landscaping doing hardscape back in 2006. 2006, I'm laying fucking hardscape landscaping company, making $14 an hour. And in 2006, that was pretty decent money. Fucking wage never climbed. Do you go right back to CLS, Commercial Landscaping Services, the company I work for? Same job's paying like $15 an hour. It went from 12 to 15 in what, damn near 20 fucking years. You get in 20 years, you get a $3 raise to a wage that you can't live off of anyway because nobody's fucking making ends meet at $15 an hour. Fucking ridiculous. And and they try to throw scapegoats out there. And yeah, the Mexicans coming in, the Guatemala, I work with Mexicans, Guatemalans, El Salvadorians, all that shit. They do drive down wages. The union hall doesn't do residential roofing anymore. 30 years ago, you get a union crew to reshingle your roof for you. Local 2 will no longer do residential work. All the immigrant crews are scabbing labor. They're undercutting people. You pay these fucking Mexicans $50 a day cash, and they'll go to work. How the fuck am I supposed to compete with that? But it's not black people. It was not the black man that broke the social contract in the United States. It was boomers. It was fucking boomers. And they laugh about it. They know they did it, and they fucking laugh about it. They try to hold that shit over your head like, I got my pension. I worked 20 years. I retired at 51. Fucking pieces of shit, man. And I don't want to, and my father's a perfect example of this. I don't want to digress into talking about him because I'll be here for fucking hours doing that. But yeah, I mean, you're right. I watched a video where Sergeant Willie Pete was going in on Dave Ramsey. And Dave Ramsey's an absolute fucking tool, man. Get out of your mommy's basement. They're in mommy's basement. They're afraid to work. Maybe they just don't want to destroy their fucking bodies for an amount of money that's not going to get them anywhere. My knees are fucking gone. Roofing fucking destroyed my knees and my back, and doing asbestos abatement work, you might be fucking, you got to be a contortionist to do some of that shit and get the asbestos insulation out of some of those power plants. I'm crawling through fucking piping and shit in these fucking power plants, nuclear power plants, all this shit, and fucking, I still can't get ahead. They paid me $100 a day per diem, put me up in a hotel room with another dude. Sometimes that was fucking weird as shit because you never know who they're going to fucking house you with in these hotel rooms. I'm digressing. But the main gist of this is that Undead Chronic and Sergeant Willie Peter are 100% on the money in regards to who the fucking problem is, and it's boomers. And I'm a little perplexed at how many white guys can't see that. And I don't like to make things a racial issue. I really don't. But but yeah, black guys, man, a lot of times they're ahead of the curve in regards to social policies and what's going on in society. One of the funniest things to me was during the Black Lives Matter riots and protests, BLM, you had these street dudes out there. You had like 18, 19-year-old black dudes who were gangbanging out in the streets, fucking shit up. And the videos I love watching the most are these stupid, naive, coddled fucking baby boomers going out there and trying to get into this 19-year-old black kid's face. Like, you can't break that window. And then the young black dude just knocks the boomer the fuck out, just cracks his head open. I fucking laughed hysterically at them fucking videos. But that's what you get for selling out your country. That's what you get for selling out your progeny. The boomers never looked at us as though we were heirs to a legacy, like we were their progeny. They looked at us as competition to be kept down. That's why like I said, I'm pushing fucking 40. I've worked my entire life since I was 16 full time, and I still haven't even been able to get ahead. Now, granted, my father fucked me over, promising he got cancer. He promised, oh man, you take care of me, move into the house with me, buddy. After this, I'll leave you the house. I'll do this, that, and the other thing. He lied. When he got better, he actually called the cops to have me removed. Called the fucking cops, man. I'm his son. I took care of him for a year, living with him, cleaning up after him. In his fucking pigsty, this alcoholic motherfucker drank a 30-pack of beer a day during the week when he worked. 2 cases of beer. 60 beers Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. His entire life. Just a worthless fucking alcoholic. And then he tricks me into fucking, by lying to me, tricks me into saying, oh, come take care of me. I got cancer. I'll do right by you. I'll will the house to you. Fuck no. House is going to his youngest sister who he's incestuously in love with. Fucking disgusting people, man. These boomers deserve everything that's going to come to them when the economy collapses, which is violence. People are going to get violent with the boomers, and they fucking deserve it. I'll light my cigarette. But yeah, man. Salute to you, Sergeant Willie Pete, because you can see the gerontocracy. You can see the abuse, the generational abuse that these boomers are dishing out to everyone. Generation X, Generation Y, Generation Z, millennial Zoomers, however the fuck you want to describe that shit. Everybody who's come after the boomers have been shit on by the boomers. I mean, where I'm at, it's going to be like -5 tonight. I got my little campfire going. Nice little campfire and shit. Got my dog. I don't know if you can see him. Yeah, he's over there. So me and him are going to cuddle up in the bed tonight and try to not fucking freeze to death. And I got some property. I just don't have any structures built on it yet. I don't have the fucking acreage paid off yet. It's going to be like another year before I pay everything off and can build a little A-frame and get some solar panels and shit like that and move off grid. I'm moving the fuck off grid like a mountain man, like Jeremiah Johnson and shit. I don't give a fuck. I'm going to work as little as I can, contribute to this dog shit society as little as I can, because it doesn't want me to be a part of it. The United States of America has made it expressly clear to me as a straight white straight white man, I got no place in society. I'm at the bottom of the fucking totem pole. I mean, I might be tied with like fucking urban youth, with the blacks. No offense. I grew up in Cahokia, Illinois. I grew up all around black people. My mother lived in Cahokia. My dad lived in Centerville. Centerville, Illinois, when it existed, it doesn't exist anymore. But when it did, it was the poorest township, the poorest fucking town in the entire country. If you look up in like 2015, 2016, the poorest fucking town in the entire country, it's Centerville, Illinois, where my dad lived, where I grew up, where the house is that he fucked me out of. Promised it to me and then fucked me over. Called the cops, had them red flag me. St. Clair County Sheriff's Department has a bunch of my fucking firearms, so I had to go buy new fucking guns in Missouri. Thank God I have a Missouri residency and I live in Missouri. Otherwise, I wouldn't even be able to get a fucking gun now. The motherfucker tried to leave me destitute in the street. He wanted me under a fucking bridge. My own father. Because he didn't want me to outclass him in life. It's fucking disgusting, man. It's fucking pathetic what they've done. And you're 100% right. Dude, it ain't fucking poor black people that did this shit. It's a bunch of rich fucking boomers. And the you-know-who's, the small hat tribe. I know you, from the videos I watched, you don't really like saying, oh, it's the Jews, it's the Jews. It is. But their lapdogs are boomers. So, it's like a 1-2 punch against Western civilization. The small hat tribe has these geriatric fucking foot soldiers who are narcissistic sociopaths who live to destroy people around them. It is fucking disgusting. Yeah, I'm repeating myself, but it is worth mentioning. But it's cool that a lot of people are starting to wake up and talk about this. I mean, I'm middle-aged, like I said a couple times now. I'll be 40 soon. My life is over, dude. I'm done. I'm spent. I'm burned out. I've been chewed up and spit out. And I kept this country going when I was working, man. The people in Illinois, they have power because I went into those power plants and did the asbestos abatement work that was required to keep them fucking power plants running. And they still didn't even pay me enough of a wage to live comfortably off of. I was scraping by. No matter what union hall I worked out of, no matter what company I worked for, just scraping by. And nobody sees a problem with it. Just work harder. Dave Ramsey's stupid fucking advice. Get a roommate. Get a second job. I can't do a second job. I want to see Dave Ramsey spend 10 hours on a commercial flat roofing job in 100-degree weather, throwing down fucking hot tar. I want to see Dave Ramsey do a fucking hot tar roof for 10 hours straight. See if he can fucking do it. He couldn't even do that shit in his prime. He's a pussy. He's a bitch. And the way these fucking boomers talk to people, that's why I said what I said earlier about these young street dudes knocking them out, cracking their fucking heads open in the street. That shit's hilarious because they speak out of line to you. And they got away with it because they're used to doing that to their family. The boomers will literally bully their own male family members, younger male family members, and they're not used to people standing up to them. Boomers freak the fuck out when you stand up to them. I saw it on some of the roofing sites when I first went into the hall. There were still some boomers, you know, in like foreman positions and shit. These boomers would bet each other. How quick do you think we can run this little skinny fucking punk off the roof? Yeah, I bet he doesn't even last 3 weeks. I bet we can make him quit in 2. This is young men's livelihoods, and these boomers are gambling over whether or not they can make him quit in 1 month or 2 months. You know, I bet he doesn't make it 3 weeks, and then they'll shit on him the entire time. Call him names, stinky, stupid, all this other shit. Like, damn boy, you didn't take a shower this morning. And there were a couple times because people that are roofers usually a little bit rougher. There were some dudes that had done time in prison that weren't playing that and went to smack that boomer in his fucking mouth. And the boomer would run off the roof, literally scramble down the fucking ladder and call the fucking general manager of the job site and the police and everybody else and say, oh, he's threatening me. He's threatening me. He threatened my life. He threatened to throw me off the roof. Well, you deserve to be thrown off the fucking roof for speaking to people like that. You deserve to have your ass whooped. You know, they've never, and everything they say about the younger generation is projection. They've never gotten their fucking teeth knocked out in a street fight. You know, they've never been just split the fuck open. I have. I've been jumped. I've been knocked out. I've been fucked up in bar fights, street fights. I've fucked people up, knocked people out. I could probably kill Dave Ramsey by slapping him in his fucking mouth. I'd probably slap that. I could probably bitch slap that dude hard enough to fucking kill him. Cigarette went out. And he's gonna sit there and run his stupid cocksucker. Oh, you know, these lazy millennials just work. They don't want to work. They're wusses. Come to St. Louis, Missouri, motherfucker. Come to St. Louis, Missouri. I'll introduce some people who you can call a wussy, and we'll see what happens to you. And when you're picking your fucking teeth up off the ground, maybe you'll learn a little lesson on manners and respect. Because the boomers don't respect anybody but themselves. They're narcissists. They're incapable of showing genuine, true respect to anybody, no matter how much it's deserved. That's why they thought that they would be able to go and confront half a dozen street dudes, gangbangers, rip-off boys, motherfuckers robbing heroin dealers and shit at gunpoint. Yeah, go up and run your fucking mouth to them. Tell them that no, they can't break your windows out. They can't do this. They can't do that. They're gonna fuck you up. And I love seeing that because it's their comeuppance. You know, they think they're king shit. These boomers think they're king shit, and the entire planet fucking revolves around them. And it does. It's fucking unreal, man. The arrogance and the stunning ignorance of these people. They're so fucking stupid. They're arrogantly ignorant. And they think that they have free reign to dominate every other man in society. The boomers want to dominate you. If you're younger than the boomer, or even older, but there aren't too many GI generation members left. Most of the World War II guys are dead. The Korean War guys are dead. A lot of fucking boomers running around, though. Hopefully they all fucking die off soon, too. But they probably got another 20 years. The boomers are literally going to steal blood from their grandchildren. And you can look this up, man. There's something called youth blood transfusions, where these geriatric fucking vampires are literally buying pints of blood from teenagers and having that shit injected in their veins so that they can feel youthful again for a couple of months. The baby boomers will literally turn into demonic, satanic vampires and will fucking sacrifice all of us just so they can cling to life for another fucking day while they sit in their fucking disgusting fucking boomer McMansions smelling like ass and cat piss. Fucking. And they don't care. They would literally sacrifice everybody under the age of 55 just so they could live for another 7 days. They don't care, man. And you're right, it's these old white baby boomers. They betrayed their own fucking people, man. And no generation of white people going back into Rome, ancient Rome, ancient Greece. From ancient Greece till today, this had never happened. This is unprecedented in history. What the boomers have done, destroyed Western civilization. They squandered it. The baby boomers were handed Western civilization on a silver platter. They were handed a first world industrialized nation with the finest everything: infrastructure, medical care, education, the best of the best that has ever existed. The boomers got it, and they squandered it. And then they borrowed against the future, selling their children and grandchildren into debt slavery just so they could buy a fucking vacation home in Boca Raton and a new fucking pontoon boat. And the rest of us are out here dying in the fucking street, going to fucking food pantries, calling the Catholic Urban League to see if they can help keep the fucking power on. They deserve everything they have coming to them. And I still got, hopefully, uh, it's about 5 years before the major collapse happens. So I'm in the backwoods of the Ozarks in Missouri. I got my A-frame. I got my Rottweiler. I'm going to get a couple more Rottweilers once I get my property. I'll be set. And I'm just going to sit there and listen to the radio and laugh and laugh and laugh as this world fucking burns. Because nobody cares. Nobody in this world cares if I burn. You know, these boomers wouldn't piss on me if I was on fire. They'd laugh at me. They say, lazy millennial, he's too lazy to stop, drop, and roll. Jeez, man. It's painful, dude. It hurts. Like psychologically, emotionally, they fucking crippled me. My father, his boomer family members that fucking cater to him, and they've treated my cousins the same way they've treated me. I'm the oldest. There's 5 of us in my family on this branch of the family tree, and we're withering and dying. I've got 4 male cousins, all between the ages of 25 and, well, me, 40. I'm the oldest. None of us have wives. One of my cousins is a cement mason. He's making like $22.50 an hour, barely getting by, living with his parents. He's 27, 26, 27, making mid-20s as a cement mason, still living in his childhood bedroom with his parents. No prospects of moving out. Can't get a date because he's ugly. We ain't the best looking people on the planet. And he's got Asperger's. He's slightly autistic. And the other 3 cousins, 2 of them live in, uh, none of us have any prospects in a future because the boomers squandered it. And then they'll smirk in your face. They'll get that shit-eating grin on their face. Like, well, we all got struggles in life. My grandfather helped all 3 of his sons. I got my dad and 2 uncles. My grandfather, a Korean combat veteran, helped each one of his sons get their fucking house. My one uncle was a Marine. He got a VA loan, but Grandpa helped him out. Not as much as he did my dad and my other uncle. He just flat out bought their houses for him. My dad could have had his house completely given to him free in about 1989, 1990. He bought it in 87. My grandfather gave him the money for the down payment for the loan. And Grandpa was like, hey, look, we can pay this house off in 5 years. It's only a $48,000 mortgage. $48,000 for a house. Now, granted, the house was a Levittown shit shack, 2 bedroom, 1 bath, finished basement. My dad borrowed against it. My dad's dying. He's in his mid-60s. He still owes $30,000 on the house because on 3 separate occasions he took out loans against it. At one time, my dad took out a loan against his house so he could go to the Cardinals baseball team spring training in Florida with his friend, a guy named Danny Ponce. Now, Danny Ponce owned Excel Plumbing in Edwardsville, Illinois. Lived like 5 houses down from Albert fucking Pujols. I'd been to Danny Ponce's house because very briefly, I worked for Nelson Wholesale Plumbing Supply with my dad. My dad was like, oh, this landscaping, you'll never get anywhere doing that. You should come to work with me at the warehouse. So I did. because he got drunk and wrecked his fucking truck, and he had no way of getting to work other than grandpa. His dad drove him to work. So I started driving him to work, worked with him. I couldn't even make it a year. He would shit on me, talk down to me, bully me. My own fucking father bullied me, dude, until I quit the fucking warehouse job with him, and then he shit on me even more because of that. My father and these fucking boomers believe that young men exist to serve them and to be abused by them. And that's our purpose in life, to take the abuse of the fucking boomer and stand there like Atlas holding the world up. My dad never congratulated me